When it comes to dating, we all do silly things to impress the object of our affection. Women may spritz and slather on a variety of chemical substances, feign an interest in or knowledge of some subject perhaps having to do with a ball, or make a big show of nailing that particularly tight parallel parking spot. But women are not alone in our somewhat misguided attempts to impress the opposite sex. Men are just as likely, if not more so, as there's possibly more pressure on men to impress, of doing some kind of ridiculous things to win over a date. Here are just a few. 1. Stud talk. Listen, if you spit a lot of game, we're going to expect you to follow through with the shot. On one of my very first dates with a guy, he casually mentioned having had a threesome with an ex-girlfriend. Was this supposed to make me think he was some sort of stallion capable of satisfying not one but two women? Likewise, dropping hints about being well endowed only makes your inches dwindle in my eyes. 2. Money. A money clip holding a wad of Benjamins in place, referencing a six-figure salary, not so casually complaining that you really need to trade in your 2008 Porsche Speedster for a newer model, or making sure everyone within earshot knows you're wearing a Rolex. Bragging about being a high roller may work on the Real Housewives, but it makes a regular gal like myself feel like she's being bought. 3. College. If you are over the age of 23 and still talking about college life as if it was the best time ever, you're not a grown-up. Women don't give a crap if you were the big man on campus in 1997, Van Wilder. Likewise, we are not impressed with constant references to the Ivy League college you attended, nor do we think it's cool that you still use your @yale.edu email address. We get it. You're super smart and or come from money. Who gives a fuck? 4. Getting wasted. Oh wow, you can really hold your liquor. Sort of. Look, I don't date dudes that don't drink as a general rule because I do drink and I would always feel like they were quietly judging me or something. However, I also don't date like raging alcoholics. Why are you trying to make yourself look like one on a first date? Share a bottle of wine with me. Save the Jaeger shots for a hot date with Tara Reid. 5. Name dropping. Hey, if I were BFFs with Channing Tatum, I might be tempted to brag too. But in general, bringing up the various celebrities that you're friends with comes off as really desperate and insecure. Unless I'm dating you to actually get to Channing, in which case, call him and invite him to dinner. 6. The X factor. There are so many ways that talking about your ex can go terribly wrong. Talking about what a great boyfriend you were by mentioning all the nice things you did with your last girlfriend is like way too personal for a first date. Calling out an ex as being crazy just demonstrates exactly how you'll describe me when we break up. And then mentioning the multitude of women you've dated is, I guess, supposed to prove how desirable you are, but just makes you seem like a player. Just play it safe and don't bring up any exes at all. 7. Fitness and nutrition. A few years ago, I briefly dated a guy who was obsessed with his body. He went to the gym like twice a day, and I'm pretty sure he invented the paleo diet. I found out all of this in between dates 1 and 3 as I chowed down heartily on carbs and cheese in an attempt to console myself for skipping yoga class again. Guys who talk about all the working out they do only make me feel like they're being hypercritical about their bodies and mine. His bulging muscles, while extremely sexy, could not make up for that. Okay, people, that's all I've got. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and check back next week for another episode of I'll get back to talking about pussy. I mean, Funny Girl Sex Guide.